Most of the time in your kitchen, you can't miss out some cabbage because it's super versatile and also it's a super food. So in today's recipe, I'm going to be showing you how to cook this delicious cabbage. Just look at that. It's super tender, very delicious, flavorful. It's a one spice recipe, so it's absolutely worth trying. I'm going to start off by boiling my meat until tender, and for the recipe I have 3/4 kg of beef which is bone in. So I'm going to transfer the meat to my pot, and over high flame I'm going to add in around a cup of water. Cover my pot and boil the meat until tender. So it's going to depend on how tender your meat is or what cut of meat that you're going to be using for the recipe. As your meat is boiling, you're going to shred half a cabbage which you're going to wash to remove any dust in the cabbage. Shred, and also you're going to prep up some green onions. We have coriander, tomatoes, green chilies, a beef stock cube and beef seasoning cubes together with cumin, salt and cooking oil. "20 minutes later, my beef is tender. As you can see, the water has reduced. I added in a little bit more water for the meat to cook until tender. So now that it's perfect, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. Add in onions. I'm going to cook my green onions for around a minute, and the onions are perfect for this recipe because they're very flavorful. So within a minute, everything is going to turn so flavorful. When everything is ready, you're going to add in 2 large tomatoes. Add in 2 beef seasoning cubes and a stock cube. Then you're going to add in some cumin. Stir in. Add in a splash of water. Stir your pot and cook the tomatoes for around a minute or 2, or until the tomatoes are cooked down. I'm also going to be cooking some ugali, so I'm going to place a pot over high flame and add in water. I have my maize flour ready to cook my ugali. 2 minutes later, this is how my tomatoes are looking, and as you can see, they're perfectly cooked. The sauce is perfect. So it is at this point that I add in 2 African bird's eye chili, which are going to add in a kick of spiciness to my cabbage. Then next I'm going to add in my cabbage. Cover my pot, then I'm going to cook my cabbage for around a minute. The lychee sauce that is in the pan is going to steam the cabbage as it's cooking on top. So after a minute, I'm going to stir in everything. My water has come to a boil for cooking my ugali, so I'm going to grab a mwiko or a spatula. Reduce the flames to medium, then I'm going to scoop. Then I'm going to reserve around a cup of water. Then I'm going to gradually add in flour as I mix using my spatula. I'm going to use my spatula and break down the lumps. As you're breaking down the lumps, you'll notice that the ugali is thickening up. So you're going to cook your ugali to your own preference. I love some soft ugali. So with 4 cups of water, I've added in around 5.5 cups of maize flour. So I'm going to continue spinning my ugali. The sauce is perfectly coating the cabbage, and because I added in 2 seasoning cubes and a beef stock cube, I'm going to check the seasoning at this point. Yum. Wow. We have a kick of spiciness, which is so good. So I'm going to add in around a 1/4 teaspoon of salt because the seasoning cubes contain a little touch of salt. Then it is at this point I'm going to cover my pot, reduce the flames to medium low, and slowly simmer the cabbage for around 5 minutes. I'm going to check on my ugali. Use my spatula and flip so that the other side can cook, and I'm using a kamata. That's what we call these gadgets here in Kenya. You can tell me in the comment section what you call this in your language. This is not posho flour, so it's going to take a shorter time to cook. If you're going to be using some posho flour, that is maize flour, to cook your ugali, it's going to take a little bit longer for the ugali to cook. In between, you're going to check on your cabbage as it's cooking so that it doesn't burn. And on the side of my pan, there is some fond, which is some extra flavor. So yeah, because the cabbage is steaming instead of cooking, the fond is going to come straight off. This is after around 5 minutes of cooking my ugali, so I'm going to check on my cabbage, which is looking so good. If you notice that your pan is drying out, you can add in a splash of water. Don't add in a cup because you're going to lose all that flavor, and your cabbage that is going to turn out very soupy. Wow. This is how my cabbage looks like. As you can see, it's very tender, looking so good. So now I'm going to garnish with some coriander. Stir in. And my ugali is ready. The kitchen has a very nice smoky aroma. So I'm going to mold using my spatula and transfer to my plate. We have a kick of spiciness. The cabbage is tender. It has absorbed in all those lovely flavors from the beef seasoning cubes, the seasoning cubes, and cumin. The soft ugali, my oh my, slaps together with the cabbage. The meat is tender, which means that we'll have to try out this recipe. Bye-bye.